Today, we're combining two of the best things in Football Manager. Players that are bargains and players that play really well in the match engine, aka meta players. And today, I've handpicked 10 of my favourite meta bargain buys that you need to sign because, you stick them in your team and they'll do wonders for you. Before we start with my list of 10 though, what do we mean by a meta player? Well, an example of one that, don't worry, isn't part of my bargains list today is the £40 million man Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and there's a reason why he isn't a bargain, because he is costing way too much for what he is, but in-game he certainly fits the bill of being meta. This year in the match engine, if you've got pace, you'll be good in-game. If you've got strength, you'll be good in-game, and the same for if you've got height and aerial ability. Find a player that's got all three and you've hit the jackpot, but often, whilst all attributes do matter, these physical ones tend to trump everything else. So today I've picked out some players that just have really good attributes and the bargains, or some of them are really specialised, say because they're quick, or because they're good in the air, whatever it might be. But all of them, I promise, will do really well in the match engine if you sign them. So without further ado, let's get into our 10 players. If you do enjoy the video, smash the like button and subscribe, and let me know down below your favourite meta player. But let's kick off with player number 1. And this guy perfectly fits the bill of what we are looking for: meta and a bargain. Let's start with a bargain part. This is a £2 million right back who can also play on the left from Norway. He's an international 26-year-old by the name of Bryce Wembago. I don't know exactly how you pronounce it, but he spent his whole career out in Norway, and for that reason, a lot of your scouts might overlook him. But if you are able to find him in your save, you'll be picking up a fullback with amazing pace, fitness, acceleration, agility, and work rate. So he's going to get up and down. He's going to put in a real good shift for you in that fullback position. He does like going forward. He's got 14 tackling, 12 marking, and 11 positioning. So he's good at the defensive side too. Good teamwork and off the ball work. The only thing he's maybe lacking in is his passing, maybe his technique. You could argue his crossing as well, but there's a reason he's 2 million. He's obviously not Hakimi or Carvajal, else we'd all know about him. But for 2 million quid, this is a Premier League quality fullback that I promise you in game will do wonders. Ask him to bomb up that wing with the traits he's got, with the pace and the acceleration he's got. He's going to be a nightmare for any team to defend and will be so good in the match engine. If you want a younger player though that could grow into a top talent, then you might want to check out Ayden, who is a centre-back, 21-year-old Frenchman playing for Le Havre out in France in Ligue 1. Recently, of course, just stayed up in real life on the last day of the season, and there's a reason he's so good in game, is because this year, if you have a tall defender and you play a corner in, there's a good chance they'll score a header, especially when they've got 18 jumping reach. They're 6'5", they've got 18 strength and 14 heading. Now, normally, with a player like this that you might not have heard of for about 3 or 4 mil, you'd assume he's just got the height and the heading and he can't do anything else. But actually, he's fairly quick. Of course, he's got the strength too, like we mentioned. He can tackle really well, great positioning, marking, can pass fairly decently as well. And you can't really ask for too much more from a defender at this price. At full growth, he is someone that can play for a top half Prem team. He's way better in game than he really should be because of that height and aerial ability. He'll probably score 10 goals a season from centre-back, but he is someone that nobody talks about, yet I think is a great meta bargain option, and one that was actually suggested by you guys in the previous video. So if you've got your suggestions, drop them down below and they might feature in a future episode. If you're looking for a real bargain though, scraping the barrel if you've got less money than a lot of other clubs, then for about 200 to 300,000, you can sign 24-year-old Joel Cojo, who is from Kyrgyzstan, a nation that I don't actually recognise unless I'm butchering the pronunciation, and I would recognise it if I said it right. Either way, they're not a nation I've really noticed before in Football Manager, yet he has been in that division for a while, currently playing in Uzbekistan. But if you go up to him, you can approach to sign him and get him on a free contract straight away. You might have to pay some compensation, or you can go outright and buy him and pay for a very small fee. But this 24-year-old has 15 finishing, better than many strikers in the game, good dribbling and first touch, so the Holy Trinity looks good. Needs some work in the off-the-ball department and the passing range, but he's got great pace and acceleration, and particularly for a player like this, it's only going to cost you a few £100,000. You're likely signing him for League 1, the Championship, something like that. Bring him in for that level, and this guy will be a great option and score a ton of goals for a very cheap price. So that's 3 out of the 10 that we have in this video. Before we see the rest, just to let you know, a lot of these players have featured on my channel on my rebuild series, where I take over clubs in different positions, whether it's trying to make Arsenal champions or taking a team from the 6th tier of English football to the Premier League in 10 seasons. We do rebuilds of all all different kinds, and I really think they're good content, to be honest. I put a lot of work into it. They're nicely edited and everything. If you haven't checked them out, or you checked them out a few years ago, come on over, check out the latest one, and see what you think. So I think the levels have stepped up a lot. I'm very proud of them, and I hope you'd enjoy it. So if you want to check that out, the link is in the description to my channel on the road to 50k subs. But enough plugging, no more in this video. Let's see our other 7 players. And this is one that again was suggested by you guys in the comments, someone I'd never heard of. His name is Ayden, a 22-year-old Turkish attacking midfielder who can also play centre mid. Now he's playing his football in the lower divisions of Turkey and is recently at his club, so you might not be able to get him instantly, but with a valuation of around £500,000, he would be a great option for many a team. Maybe not the world's best physically, but has really good technicals, the holy trinity that he needs to be effective in an attacking position, dribbling, finishing, and first touch, with great passing, long shots, technique, vision. This guy can do it all, and he's pretty strong mentally, and like I say, the physicals aren't standout, but they're not terrible at all, and for this price, he is a no-brainer signing who I think could be Premier League quality, if not high level in the Championship, right from the bat. One of the more expensive players in this video, though, is Victor Johansson of Rotherham. The 24-year-old Swedish goalkeeper is someone that you can pick up for a pretty small fee, having been at Rotherham for a while, formerly of Leicester. He's made a real name for himself in the net there, and he's one of the better goalkeepers in the Championship that you can go out and get, and I actually think he is a Premier League quality goalkeeper in FM. If you signed him for, say, I don't know, a lower level team that was trying to avoid relegation, I think he'd do a good job. 6'1", good reflexes, which is very important for a goalkeeper in FM. It's one of the standout attributes, alongside just a really well-balanced set of attributes. Normally you get someone that's maybe good at the ball playing, but terrible when it comes to the shot stopping. This guy's just got everything at a good level. Is he going to be Alisson, Courtois, Ederson, Neuer? Of course he's not, but if you're, say, Ipswich trying to survive relegation, get Muric out, get Johansson in, and you might have a better chance. But enough about goalkeepers, they're boring. Let's get to the fun positions. On the wing, in the attack, we've got Bernard Tekpeti, 25-year-old Ghanaian international playing for Ludogorets out in Bulgaria. He's been there for a number of years, and for that reason, he is valued at a very low 2 or 3 million. If he was playing in a better division, he'd be worth far more than this, because this guy is exceptional. A versatile option with really good player traits. His real standout attribute in the game, though, is the pace. It's the acceleration on that right wing, bombing forward, putting a cross in, or having a shot. With only 9 crossing, maybe you do want him to cut in actually and take a shot instead, but that pace and acceleration will be a nightmare for any fullback. Maybe only that fullback that we looked at earlier could keep up with him, because he is a very fast, direct player, has a trait that suits it as well, and likes to knock the ball past the opponents, and he's going to cut inside anyway, runs with the ball often, so his traits suit the kind of player he is. He's not got that much flair, but he's got great speed, good dribbling ability. He's going to knock it on, sprint past, win the ball back, get a cross in, score a goal. He is a very good winger, and one that I've used many times myself. For that price, a no-brainer signing. But next we move on to a player that's certainly more on the bargain spectrum than he is meta, but he is someone that in a few years definitely can become a meta player, because he is a very young player still. It's 21-year-old Gerard Martin of Barcelona, a 6'1" left back that can also play centre back, and I actually think in that ball playing defender role in that centre back position he can do a great job. On the left though, he can cross, he does work hard, he's got a little bit of acceleration and pace, so he can be a good option on that left flank. The reason he's so good though, 200k valuation, swoop straight in, sign him if you can. He has only joined Barcelona, so it won't be in the first transfer window, but likely by January you might be able to pick him up. They don't rate him very highly, it's not a massive contract, he's not there for very long either, so you can get him at a cut price fee and you won't regret it. Not a Premier League quality straight away, but definitely can be, and at full growth can actually be one of Spain's best young defenders in the world. But with 3 players to go, let's finish off with 3 very exciting attackers who could do wonders for your team if you sign them. The first one is 27-year-old Colombian international Sebastian Via, formerly of Boca Juniors and the Colombian leagues. He's now in Bulgarian side Biro Stara Zagora, and for that reason he is valued very cheaply at about 2 million, which is obviously way less than his quality is. His quality suggests he should be a 10-15 million pound player maybe, with the pace, the acceleration, a nice bit of flair, dribbling and crossing ability. He's someone that's going to be a very nice option on the wing for you guys if you were to go and sign him. Obviously he's not going to be able to be signed straight away, having only just joined his club, but give it a bit of time and you'll be able to swoop in there and get yourself a very good talent who could easily play at a Prem level in his prime as well. This is the time to get him in and let him work the wing for you, because with that pace in the match engine this year, I'm telling you, defenders will really struggle, as they will with the youngest player in this video and also the most expensive, Francesco Pio Espacito, one of a few Espacito brothers in FM that are very good talents. He's 18 on loan from Inter at Spezia, and normally in your saves does get let go by Inter, or you are able to sign him for a pretty cheap fee. In fact, Spezia can go ahead and buy him for 1 million. You can go ahead and offer him a deal straight away. At the start of his save, he's actually not on a proper contract. I don't know how that quite works. Is he normally like that? I don't know. I always use this save file, but currently apparently we can go and get him. He's not really on a deal at Inter, but either way, however you're going to sign him, he is a great player because he is 6'2", he's strong, he's quick, and he's good in the air. I mentioned Calvert-Lewin earlier, having a balance of attributes makes you great, and he's got that. Now, you'd assume 18 with those attributes, everything else must be crap. No, it's not. 14 passing, 14 technique, 16 heading, 15 finishing. They are like, elite world-class striker attributes for those specific things. Now, there are some stuff that he still needs to work on. Of course there is. He is still a young player. But in terms of just having those key attributes at a high level, he's already got it. At 18, he's going to get better. Between the years of 18 and 21, the physical growth will be massive in a young player. So by the time he is, 21 years of age, you will have, I guarantee it, 15, 16 strength, 17, 18 jumping reach, 13, 14 pace, 15 acceleration. He'll have it all, combined with everything else getting better too. His off the ball work is good, but he can get better at that also. He's just a fantastic option, and he's worth the extra bit of money. Certainly a meta player and a bargain, even if you had to spend 30 mil on him. But my final option is playing his football in the Czech Republic for one of their better sides. It is a Nigerian 20-year-old Rafiu Dromi, who has been at their club for a few years, started off out on loan, and now is there permanently. But when you are able to sign him, he is a 6'4" forward with 15 strength, 16 jumping reach, 15 pace, and 14 acceleration. You can see why he's going to be good in game. He's got the Calvert-Lewin build of having everything in his arsenal physically, and again at 20 he can still get better. 14 dribbling, 15 finishing, 17 long throws, the most random attribute in this whole video so far. Long shots, heading, free kicks, passing, technique, work rate, can't take a penalty, but everything else he can do, great flair, and this is a Premier League level striker available for, the kind of budget a championship team would have. Get him in, get promotion, stay up in the Prem, all because of this guy, sell him for 50 million, it can definitely happen. But there you go, there's 10 meta bargains for you to check out in your save. Let us know your choices down below and what you think of these players, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.